Today, for our deep dive, we're going behind the silver screen. We're asking what actually lives back there, because it's not just a big TV. It's some serious industrial engineering.
It really is. People think the screen is just a surface,
Yeah.
but there's a whole world of specialized equipment behind it.
And we've got the spec sheets for one of those pieces of equipment. It's the QSC SC-423C-F Cinema loudspeaker.
That is a mouthful.
It is, but our mission today is to figure out what that mouthful of a name actually means and how this thing creates that huge, clear sound you get in a big theater.
It's right, how it delivers both the power and the clarity.
And the first thing that jumps out from the specs is just the sheer scale of this unit.
Oh, it's a beast.
A 255-pound beast. I mean, that's over 116 kilograms.
And it's built from this heavily braced 15-millimeter tour-grade plywood.
That's just a massive amount of weight to account for when you're designing the space behind a screen.
Well, it has to be that robust. And that gets to the flyable part of its name.
Which implies it's suspended. Because usually, you'd think a speaker that big just sits on the floor.
Not this one. It has 16 M10 attachment points built right into the frame.
So installers are literally hanging this 255-pound monster in the air.
Exactly. They fly the speaker array behind the screen. In a big cinema, you need to aim the sound perfectly, and you can't always do that by just stacking boxes on the ground.
Okay, so we have this giant flying speaker, but all that engineering is useless if the sound is muddy. And that brings us to the actual drivers, especially this mid-high unit.
The MH1075CF. This, I think, is really the secret sauce to great movie dialogue.
And why is that?
It uses a single high-power 10-inch cone driver, and it's horn-loaded.
And horn-loaded in this context, that's not just about raw volume, is it? It's about focus.
Precisely. You have to punch the sound through a perforated screen without it just bouncing around everywhere. The horn aims that energy. But the real magic is its frequency range.
Yeah.
That one driver covers everything from 250 hertz all the way up to 1800 hertz.
Which is pretty much the entire sweet spot for the human voice.
It covers almost the entire dialogue range, yeah.
So that avoids the whole crossover gap problem, right?
Yeah.
Where home speakers might hand off the sound from a woofer to a tweeter right in the middle of someone talking.
You've got it. Our brains are so sensitive to speech. We can hear that tiny little seam when the sound is, stitched together from two different sources.
I see.
By keeping that whole vocal range on one single element, the system achieves what the specs call unmatched intelligibility. The sound is just cohesive.
But movies aren't just dialogue. You need the explosions, too. And this thing is rated for some serious power, up to 1,600 watts.
And it supports Bayard or Triamp configurations, which gives the cinema a ton of control.
Triamping means they're running separate amps for the low, mid, and high frequencies.
Yes. You've got two massive 15-inch woofers for the low end, that 10-inch mid we just talked about, and then a 3-inch titanium compression driver for the highs, all powered separately.
And having 1,600 watts on tap isn't about being loud all the time. It's about control, about headroom.
That's the key. You want the whisper to be just as clean and clear as the massive explosion. If your system is straining, you get distortion. This thing is designed to basically idle where consumer gear would be maxed out.
So bringing this all together for you, the person sitting in the theater, what does it mean? It means this isn't just a loud box. It's a precision instrument.
A very, very specialized tool.
It's designed so that whether a character is whispering or a building is collapsing, the sound hits you with incredible clarity.
And really, the technology is doing its job best when you don't notice it at all.
Absolutely. So here's a thought for next time you're at the movies. Think about the sound. Is it just coming from somewhere? Or is it a 250-pound piece of industrial engineering flying invisibly behind the screen, perfectly tuned to make sure you never, ever miss a word?
It definitely adds a whole new layer to the experience when you think about it that way.
That's our deep dive. Thanks for listening.